Welcome to the Fitness and Finance Podcast with Jeff Smith from The Retirement Smith and Jennifer Scherer from Fredericksburg Fitness Studio. True wealth isn't just about finances. It's about maintaining a healthy body and a secure financial future. The Fitness and Finance Podcast is here to help you build strength in both areas, tackling financial strategies for retirement while also discussing ways to stay active, healthy, and energized. Now let's get started with Fitness and Finance.
Welcome.
All right. What a great intro, huh?
I know.
Never gets old for me.
It's good. It's good.
It is.
You know why? Because you're in it, Jeff. We know.
Probably. It's probably because it's like the best version of me in there.
Well,
It is. You're looking good.
And it's all normal when we're live. I'm like, oh, regular Jeff.
Regular Jeff. I like regular Jeff myself.
I appreciate it, Tony.
Yep.
Someone's
I
got
like
I like all of the Jeffs.
Oh man.
Oh, there you go. Right answer. Nice save, Jeff,
Multiple
from your reaction.
versions of Jeff.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, listeners and viewers, welcome to Fitness and Finance Radio. I'm your co-host, Tony Shore.
TS.
And you know these two. I mean, these are our hosts.
Right.
I mean, this is Fitness and Finance.
Yeah.
I love it. Jennifer and Jeff, how you guys doing today?
I mean, we couldn't be
Awesome.
better.
We're
That's
so
awesome.
excited about spring coming soon. Yeah.
Yep.
Spring is in the air. I think
Spring is in the air.
I think like pitchers have reported to spring training for baseball
Yes,
already, and
right.
temps. We're gonna be in the 50s in Minnesota this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah,
What
That's
does that mean
awesome.
for you guys? Do you guys?
that's short pants weather.
It's bikini weather.
That's short. I'm gonna have to break out the short pants.
No more leg
Yes.
prisons for Jeff.
Right. Like prisons.
Leg prisons. Yeah, I hate wearing long pants. To be honest, I love shorts. If I
Yeah.
could wear shorts every day of my life, I would.
Same. Same.
Yeah.
I think I started a trend at Gradient when I started talking about leg prisons
Oh yeah.
behind the scenes. All of the crew, they loved that.
Oh, I bet they did. Yeah.
And we carry that with
Our
them.
video crew, yeah. They any excuse to justify wearing shorts with that group.
See,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, if they had their way, they'd show up in pajamas and film you guys. I can't wait for people to see, if they haven't already, depending on when this hits versus when that hits. The professional video studio version of the podcast is fantastic. You
Is
guys,
it?
Oh, you saw
it's so good. Well, I've seen bits and pieces. I think they're doing the final edits. It's pretty much done. They're going to be sending it to you for approval soon.
Wow.
Okay.
It's called Walking a Mile in Jeff Smith's Shoes.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Rocking boots.
Yeah. What happens when you're on set and your co-host comes walking in and you look down and he's wearing your boots that you did not give him permission to wear?
That's
What
so
happens then?
That cracked me up. It just took me by surprise.
Oh, well, that was the goal. Mission accomplished.
Right. Oh,
I was
that's so funny.
disappointed that you actually didn't walk an actual mile in his
I
shoes.
should see. Leave it to Jennifer.
Yeah,
the
she's
health
like
and wellness.
Get him on the treadmill to walk
Physical
a mile.
training. It's like, did you actually walk a mile, Tony?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I made it from the dressing rooms into the studio and back.
Yeah.
That's
So you
about it.
can't say what it's like to walk a mile in his shoes.
Oh, I got a good idea in that 20 feet, I think. Yeah, I got enough of an idea.
This goes along with today's topic, but sorry, I got a text message from the Independent actually is publishing an article with my comments in it. So
Yeah,
Wow.
what's up about that?
Comments on what? The Olympics or
no, well, yeah, I mean, let's talk about that. That's cool too. But, it was about what people in their 70s and 80s have the most regret about, and they asked for my comment. So I wrote out what I see on a regular basis for people who do have regrets. It's pretty much the same across the board, and so it's interesting. That's exciting. That
Yeah.
the guy just texted me and said he loved my comments. He's going to use them.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
My number one regret is that I didn't start contributing to a retirement plan when I got my first full-time job
Right.
Yeah. Well, how old were you, Tony?
out of high school.
High school. Okay. Yeah.
I got my first full-time radio job in high school. I mean, I took some
Nice.
college classes
Steamed
and I
up.
eventually got a degree in marketing, but I mean, I've been working full-time in this business since 1984. Had
Wow.
I started contributing,
Born yet.
you know what, Jeff? Let me just, if I could just take Jeff off the, I'll add
fair.
him back.
That's reasonable.
But no, my number one regret is I didn't start sooner.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's like I like to say, I'll let you guys talk after I throw this out there. I don't mean to hijack your show already, but
Or Tony.
the best time to plant a tree is what? 20 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago.
Mhm.
The second best time is today.
Hey.
Yeah.
And so it's the same way with saving. You know, since my wife and I hit our 50s, we're like, we got to kick it down. I mean, we've been putting money in our 401k for a while
Right.
now, but we're like, okay, let's get serious. I wish I had contributed. I didn't contribute anything for a long time to any retirement accounts.
So-
And I didn't worry about physical fitness at all until I got older. And then you're playing catch up. And so is that one of the common regrets, or
Yes,
am
so
I
good.
an anomaly?
Yeah, no. I think the two things that I focus on, and Jennifer might have different ones, obviously, but mine were, what I hear is, geez, I wish I would have started planning earlier. I think there are people who come to me, months or maybe even a year or so before retirement, and then
They're coming to you, a financial advisor, for the first time,
for the first
a
time,
retirement
they've never
planner.
had anybody other than what they did or TV, you know what I mean, or somebody in the media to help them, make decisions. And I think the biggest roadblock for people is that they think it's for the elite or they can't afford it. There's an affordability gap with hiring a financial, planner. But when they go through it reluctantly, they're like, dang, this is not, and then as time goes on and they look backwards, they're like, man, I wish I would have done that earlier. I wish I would have known you earlier. I wish I would have worked with somebody earlier. Those types of things always kind of come up. And we can dive into those a little bit more. And then the second one is always planning. People never plan enough for chronic illness in retirement. And, everybody knows at least one person who has had a dilemma in a nightmare in a nursing home. I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny. But the idea
at least
is
one. The older you get, the more people you know. Trust
Exactly.
me. I mean, I can't even count how many people I know.
Right. But even when you're younger, you can see that, you know what I mean? And so I think the reality is that people, there's a couple things that happen when you're working your head down. And like you said, you're probably 19, 20 years old when you got your first job. The last thing you're thinking about is A, getting ill, and B, retiring, right? Those are not on your horizon. You're thinking about, are you going to do meat lovers or, personal pan? You know what I mean? Like you're thinking, am I going to
I
hit
love
happy
the pizza
hour?
reference. You know that. Jennifer's not too happy about it. She
Hit
seems a
happy
little
hour
upset.
and-
But
I'll get a brand new Trans Am back in 1984.
yeah.
Yeah.
A brand new Firebird, a gold Firebird, like Jim Rockford.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Or Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh yeah, Smokey and the Bandit, Jim Rockford. Jennifer's over there, poor young Jennifer.
Like,
She has no idea what
she's-
this reference is.
Yeah, anyone under the age of 50 probably doesn't get either of those.
In 1984, I was playing with Tonka trucks. I was like, I want to.
Wow, throwback. Look at that callback comedy to making fun of my age. I love that, Jeff. I love that about you.
I mean,
I love that
but
about
you
you.
always-
I got a list.
Oh Lord.
Make
You know
it
what
fun.
the problem is here is that Tony doesn't forget. And so he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back with a vengeance. So I mean, he's like just reeling me in. He's like, you know what? It's fine. And then he's gonna set the hook, and it's gonna be ugly.
It's gonna be. No, I love you, Jeff. As far as you know. Oh,
Ouch.
whoa.
It stung a little.
So good.
So what's
How about you, Ben?
the most common thing is people wish I know that they'd started earlier, like me. That's
Mhm.
one of them.
Yeah.
What financially? Let's stick with Jeff for a minute. On the financial side, what's another common regret that you hear people have financially that they didn't plan for retirement? Was your first one? What else?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of them, but if I had to go to the third, it would probably be, don't have enough emergency savings and had to dip into credit
Oh,
cards through time. Things where people
been there,
don't,
done that.
yeah, they overdo, or not necessarily overdo, but they put their max that they can handle in their 401k pre-tax, and then they're still paying a mortgage. And then when things go wrong at the house that you need to repair, there's no place to pull to fix those things. So you have to put it on a credit card, and then you're making more payments that could be going into your savings
Mm-hmm.
on a credit
I
card.
see.
So I think part of that is that well balanced, and it goes hand in hand. If you have a planner, anybody worth their weight is going to tell you to first have an emergency plan, amount of savings, something liquid that you can get your hands on.
Before you start playing catch up with your retirement funds and before you do other things, I know that's one of the first things you recommend. So, listeners and
Yeah.
viewers, what Jeff is saying here, and what I believe you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, the key point here is have an emergency fund, 3 to 6 months or 6 months
Absolutely.
to a year of living expenses, not necessarily your full salary, but like
Right.
6 months of what you spend each
Expenses.
month to live
Right.
saved up in an account. That way, if there's a time when you can't work, like a black
Right.
swan event like COVID happened, or you work for the government and you've been
Shut down.
furloughed,
Yes.
these types of things, or your house needs a new roof or new windows these days, so expensive.
Right.
The furnace goes out, the
Exactly.
AC goes out. Then you have that. You don't have to dip into your emergency funds or your
Mhm.
retirement funds, or
Right.
put it on a credit card and pay 24 to 30% interest.
Exactly. And then
right?
you got these people that are going around jacking up the price because they have a 0% finance deal, and then you're paying way more than you should if you just had cash and said, "Nah,
Right.
we're not going to do that."
Exactly.
And here's another thing that people don't know about those 0% finance things. They make it longer so that there's going to be months that you have to pay an interest because it's a certain amount, and then they tell you the amount that you should pay, but it doesn't equal the amount to the end of the term. So
Mhm.
there's always going to be a leftover. So you always make sure that you do the math and make sure that you make a payment, even if it's 0% higher than what the suggested is, as long as the math works for the amount of months that they are loaning that to you. So make sure if you do nothing and you're listening to this and maybe using those things, make sure you move that up. So whatever they tell you the suggestion is, move it up and pay more. I'm all for free money, but make sure you don't get caught in that little loophole.
Oh, there's a lot of traps, and if you go one day beyond the
Yeah.
time period they set, all of it,
Straight to jail.
all of it is then you owe interest going back to the beginning.
Yeah.
24 to I got an ad for
30.
0%, transfer balances and get 0% interest for 18 months. At
Mm-hmm.
the end of the 18 months, your interest will be charged at 26% on anything that's remaining.
Ridiculous.
And it'll go back. Actually, it'll go back if you don't have it paid off 100% by the 18 months on those 0% interest for 12 months or 18 months. Then you owe that 24 or 26% on the whole thing from the beginning. They retroactively, and that's in there. I mean, I read it, and that's how those deals work. And that's how they make money. Is like, well, why would they offer that? Because if there's any balance left, you end up paying 24% on the whole amount.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That's how they
This should
that's
not
how
be
they
legal.
get you. No, it's funny because organized crime got in big years ago, in the 70s, 80s, organized crime was doing things that weren't even as bad. I mean, you couldn't charge,
9%.
loan sharking didn't have as high of interest rates as some credit cards do. I mean, it's like, wow.
Right. And at least you got a shot at winning with the ponies.
Okay, let's not encourage any. Remember, kids, for our listeners, remember, kids, no wagering.
Wagering is bad.
Wagering is bad.
That's
All
bad.
right.
Okay.
So, what about Jennifer from the fitness studio?
Yeah.
What do you hear from people you meet with who come to you for fitness advice or wellness,
Mhm.
physical type things? What's the big regret you hear or regrets?
I think the top one, because of the age of
Mhm.
most of my clients, they're retired and in their 60s, 70s, 80s, we even have in
Sure.
their 90s,
Mhm.
um,
That's right.
is that they wish they had maintained their strength. And, it's not aesthetic strength, it's more functional
What do you
strength.
mean maintain their strength?
Well, I think
Muscle mass.
not just muscle mass, but functional capacity, being able to get around, without relying on walking aids, for example, right?
Mhm.
So they also start to have like their feet start to shuffle, right? And so that's just a lack of balance as well. So
Yeah,
maybe it's not
yeah.
just strength, but they don't realize how fast their muscle disappears and they think that cardio is enough. They don't
Oh,
put in a
sure.
structured plan for resistance training.
Ah,
And a lot of them, when they say sooner, I think they mean, you know, 30s, 40s, 50s,
Yeah.
60s,
sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and it's not just starting sooner, but it's also consistency because a lot of these people have gone on and off programs and they're like, man, I just wish I had have stayed with a program.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, getting
And
around, I think that is a big fear and a
yeah.
regret. Like, if I'd done more advanced or spread out and worked at this physical aspect of my well-being earlier on, like you're saying, then I would be more mobility is an issue as we
Mhm.
age. I mean, Jeff, you're never going to have to worry about that because you have Jennifer and she'll be able to carry you.
Oh man, I'll just tell you.
She'll just carry you. She'll
We
just fireman carry you or
yeah.
just hold you and carry you around. She'll have the
Yeah.
strength and the core and the
Mhm.
stamina to carry you
I
long
believe that.
after you can't walk yourself.
Oh
That's
man,
awesome.
Tony, thanks for that wonderful comment of encouragement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to paint a real picture for our listeners and viewers out
I
there.
will say that today we hired our nephew, Philip. He trains
Uh-huh.
us and he killed us today. He just he made us lift really heavy today and I'm like, this is really good for us.
Well, with that, it's in a safe environment. With him,
Mhm,
he's encouraging us to find our working weight. He's doing it very progressively,
mhm,
but it's that outside coach that we all need
mhm.
Yeah.
that kind of reins
The
us in.
driving force,
Yeah.
accountability or a
Yeah.
challenge. You feel challenged.
Yeah, and everybody
Yeah.
has a different view on it. So, like Philip, for example, he loves bodybuilding. So we get a fresh perspective on things when we utilize different trainers.
Right.
Like Megan is focused on functional movement using kettlebells. Jen
Mhm.
Sawyer is always very safe, and she has incredible insights on how muscle groups work, and she's innovative and
Mhm.
creative, and then you got Philip who's just like he just knows the proper technique. um and I think he made the comment, there's not a 50-year-old that looks like you. There's not a 50-year-old that maintains like that. And I think that that's because I saw all of this as I was coming up over the last 25 years of watching clients age. And I promised myself that I would not age a
It
lot of
was
the
a
same.
wake-up call, and
This
you
is yeah,
saw what you
I had to
needed to
watch it.
do. You saw
Mhm.
your future and said, "I can change that." We have
Yeah.
the ability to change our
Well,
futures
a lot of
if we
people
start
live.
now, right?
Mhm.
Yes, exactly, Tony. And I think a lot of people, they decide that they're going to live in a one-story house for the rest of their lives when they get to a certain point, which is a real strategy. I mean, it's not a
Mhm.
bad strategy, but I thought, why would I want to limit myself in that situation? What if I love the fact that we have two flights of massively long stairs? You know what I mean? What if we love that and
Mhm.
we still want to do that? So I think, taking sort of the blocks off of our mind of what we can really accomplish is also a really good start. What do you think? I'm
I
sorry.
do. I think I'm hearing a lot with that because I have clients that they come and they're like, Jennifer, do you think you can help me? They're like even unsure if they're even going to be able to make progress. And from a regret standpoint, it's almost like they're trying to reverse all of the years of inconsistency and lack of, making exercise a priority. And when you think of it that way, it's like we have to start today. If we keep looking in our rearview mirror, it's going to be very discouraging.
You're gonna crash.
And but I mean, so I tell my clients when they come to me in their 60s, I'll say like, so many clients that come to see me, they often say, "Man, I wish I didn't wait until I injured myself,
Right.
to make this a priority, until I had severe back pain." And then I started rounding my shoulders, and then I started shuffling my feet. And then I finally realized and accepted that I needed help. But they wish they hadn't have waited for that, injury or
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah.
And so I will often say, yes, we can make progress. It's just going to take you telling me that you're going to make this program a non-negotiable. It is like brushing your teeth. You cannot skip it. And if you can make that a commitment, and it doesn't, again, I'm not asking for hours of time. I'm just asking for a daily commitment to some type of purposeful movement. And if they can honestly look at me and say, yes, I can do that, then yes, we can make progress forward. But it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, think about that. Somebody coming in that has rounded shoulders and dragging their feet and they're deconditioned, that doesn't reverse in a year even, right? We have to make this something that's, consistent and something that's sustainable.
Lifetime.
Right. Something that's, as a lifestyle. And over time, even the smallest changes, when I do a posture screening and I have somebody, looking to the side, and I can look at their plumb line. I call it their plumb line, from their ear to their shoulder, to their hips, to their knee, to their ankle. And there's a straight line where we should be standing, for our posture. And 9 times out of 10, there's something off of, there's something out of alignment.
Sure.
And so we'll take pictures of that and show the side-by-side comparisons as we begin strengthening and lengthening the spine and working mobility. And it's amazing. And that's a great motivator. It's like, wow, I'm actually starting to stand with my head where it needs to be in alignment above my spine. It's not forward here. So it doesn't always look like.
Well, think about, so the client of the month for Jennifer this month, and I don't want to date this thing, but is a guy that I train, and he's actually an advisor like me. He works for another firm, but we've been really good friends, and his story is amazing. And he unfortunately, and over the last few years, he's had some health issues in his family that have kind of taken over as a priority, but he has decided to recommit to his fitness. And one of the things that are most amazing about his journey is that he would struggle with back pain just flying out to see his brother in Idaho, and he'd have to sleep in the in the little kid bed, and then he when he got back, he was like, I just need to tell you that because we our work together, I didn't have any back pain. I outworked my brother, my father, and helped them all out, and slept in that bed and whistled all the way home. And
wow,
so happy with hearing that. So the things that are just, it doesn't matter like aesthetically what it does, right? I mean, when you get a result like that, where you don't have crippling back pain for a week after you go and visit a family member, I mean, those are the things that really are the things that don't show up on the scale. They don't show up in a scan, but they're very, very real.
Yeah. Wow. And I think it's great to address. I mean, it's great to know, okay, these are some common regrets people have. how can I avoid those? We're all going to have regrets. It's really how you deal with them and what you do about it, right?
Good point. You don't want to sit and sulk, right? There's nothing you can do about yesterday. And like you said, the second best time is today.
Yeah.
So it's really make a commitment to yourself,
right?
And then find a professional like Jennifer and I. We are devoted to helping people. We are committed to really helping and making real impact. And we love to help people. And that's one of the biggest joys we have in our lives is helping others. So, sorry, you go ahead. I'm talking way too much.
Well, no, it is. And I think from a practicality standpoint, if I were to tell one of my clients right now, like, what are the things that I would make top priority right now? It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter if you're 20 or if you're 80. You need to strength train at least twice a week, minimum. Ideally, maybe 3. You need to make sure you're prioritizing protein so that you can build muscle mass. You need to move with purpose every day, right? So whether that's stretching, whether that's some Tai Chi,
wow,
whether that's
Tai Chi pull,
it doesn't matter. Dancing. I mean, we just need to move our bodies regularly. Nice. And then don't wait for pain to happen. The key here is let's stay ahead of it. Like if you're starting to feel tight muscles or stiff or, it's likely because you're not moving enough. We need to do something to keep your body lubricated so that we prevent pain and we prevent adhesions.
Can you explain that a little bit more, the lubrication piece? What does that actually mean?
Well, I always say motion is your lotion.
What now?
I say
back up. Yeah, might have to.
That's why I was like, let's pause. Let's figure this out. So what is that?
I love it.
Oh, it wasn't a joke. I should have had.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Game show buzzer.
Motion is your lotion. I love saying
nope.
Let's try again.
Okay. Mobility is lubrication. How about that?
You're getting worse. Yeah. So what do you mean by motion is your lotion? What does that mean?
As we age, joints don't rust because we get older, right? They stiffen because we stop moving them regularly.
Okay.
And the joints in our bodies, so we have many different types of joints, but they're designed to be
the synovials.
Nourished. Yeah, the synovials, yeah. Nourished by movement. And when you move that joint through its full range of motion, that's what stimulates the production of circulation of that fluid. So
is there like synovial fluid?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, so that isn't just some really crappy sounding thing.
No,
it makes sense. Yeah.
So here's a mechanical analogy for you. If you think of your joints like hinges on a door, if the hinge, moves every day, right, on your door, it's going to stay lubricated. It's going to stay smooth. If it sits unused, it's going to stiffen up.
Yeah, it's going to get stiff. It's going to dry out.
So like get other things.
Yes.
So like the Tin Man, you put like the WD-40 in.
Yes.
You get the little tin oil can.
Yeah, the oil can.
Squeak.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, can we just go and get like oil at the store?
Yeah. The sound of Tony's knees going down when I'm going down the stairs, the sound my knees makes. Oh, was that my knee that made that sound?
Shatters. The Tin Man.
Yeah, that's not good. So you're right. And that's what happens as we age. And I've noticed, next month we'll celebrate my birthday. March 3rd is my birthday.
Nice.
And I'm turning 60.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Say so.
Dang.
Yeah. Do I seem that old to you?
No.
I would never
That's why we're surprised.
And you know why? It's my immaturity. It throws people off. That's what I like to say. That's what awesome. I tell people. But
your boyish charm.
But I do notice, I'm like, oh man, I hope I don't have hip problems like other people do. And I do notice as I'm getting older, like the other day, I noticed, like when I turn or I walk a certain amount, I'm like, oh. When I move my leg like that, my right hip hurts a little bit. And I'm like, that's not good. You don't want that.
Get that oil can out.
Get the little oil can out.
I'm telling you.
If only it was that easy.
You gotta sign up for Pilates.
Wow.
Gotta do it.
Wow. I've seen the equipment, so no. So that's a hard nope. No, I should, honestly. Yeah.
Yes.
My daughter has done Pilates and is doing, is she? Yeah. She goes to one of these things where they have classes and it's a chain out here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Club Pilates.
It's
Yeah.
not that one, but it's got a color in the title. I'm not going to promote
Oh.
that because it's
Yeah.
because that's not good compared to what you're doing. And
Well,
I
it's
just wanna
very
encourage
different.
It's
people.
just different.
I call it big box Pilates.
Yeah.
Versus, you know,
Yeah.
private, you know.
Versus personalized.
Right.
And and it's just like financial advisor, you know, you don't want groupthink because everybody's situation is different. And that's what I love about what you guys offer, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And you know, you have to start somewhere, but I think, boy, if you have access to someone like a Jennifer Scherer, wow, you're fortunate if you're in that area or you have can set up a consultation or become a client. Same with Jeff with finances. If you can find a good, trusted financial services professional, you can turn those regrets into successes. And that's the goal, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it really is, you know, coming up with actionable things, you know, are so important. And, you know, that's what we're here for. We can create actions for you. And when you do things to put yourself in a better position, that stress level goes down, your regrets start to really fade. Because, you know, even though, you know, we wanted you to start in your 20s and 30s, you know, if you start and make a commitment to, you know, things can change around. And I've seen it definitely in finances. Like I've seen over the course of a 5-10 year situation, things dramatically change positively. I have a wonderful case study of a woman who went through a terrible divorce, had nothing, and you know she's 65 now, and man, did she ever! She just figured it out, and she did everything she could. She lived very frugally, and now she's right where everybody else should be, and she didn't start until her mid 40s, maybe into her 50s, and just tore it up. And I'm so proud of her. She's done all the right moves when she, you know, figured it out. And now she's eyeballing retirement at 70 and on track to have a wonderful retirement once she fully retires at 70. So it is possible. And if you put your mind to it, you know, fitness too, you know, I mean, I think that's the key. You got to make a commitment to yourself, both financially and from a fitness standpoint.
Yeah.
And it makes a massive difference in the quality of your life, which is what we're all after, is to have a good quality life.
Yeah. And have write this down, make it a plan. Don't just wish for it, you know, make it happen. I think if you picture yourself when you're 80, you're either going to be thankful that you put in the time and energy and effort, or you're going to regret not doing it.
That's right.
You know, put yourself there now and think about, how do you want to feel when you're 80? And so I think that's enough motivation right there. I mean, you're training to be independent. So you're not relying on others.
Your children
or, you know.
Yeah.
Look at
and it's a lot to put your family through. I mean, sometimes it happens and it's necessary. In fact, it happens all the time. But if there's anything you can do to delay or prevent that,
wow,
huge and huge financial savings for you and your loved ones as well.
Yeah, if you escape it, it's amazing. So, but that's I mean, this is such a great topic, and we could probably talk forever for it.
Well, we just hit a couple regrets on each side, just a few, 2 or 3, but there are so many. We'll probably do another show with some more regrets and how you deal with them. But this has been a great start to this topic, a lot of great information. And the answer is to have a plan, work with trusted professionals like yourselves. So before we go, let our listeners out there know how they can get a hold of you and set up. I know you offer consultations. There's no charge. There's no obligation. Ask questions. I know you love hearing from listeners and hearing from folks. You love helping people in the community. So how can our listeners do that out there and viewers?
So check us out online at fitnessfinancepro.com. And then from there, you'll see the option to book a no obligation discovery call with both Jeff and I.
Awesome. Well, that sounds great. And I love the show topic. Great to see both of you. Thanks once
Yes,
again
thanks
for
to you.
having me on the
Yes.
show.
Yeah.
And listeners and viewers, really appreciate you tuning in. That does it for today's episode of Fitness and Finance Radio with our hosts, Jeff Smith and Jennifer Scherer.